Sali, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman Working Committee, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. Honorable Dr. Justice Pushpendra Singh Bhati, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Co-Chairman Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, and respected Director Shri Kamal Changani to kindly adorn the dais and grace the occasion. Thank you, Lordships. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome honorable dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, judges of Rajasthan High Court, officers of registry, officers of academy, newly appointed trainee officers, and the proud parents and distinguished guests to the inaugural program of induction training. To begin with, we shall have our traditional auspicious lamp lighting ceremony for the blessings of God with all humility. May I now request Honorable Dais to light the lamp and grace the occasion. Shubham Karoti Kalyanam, Arogyam Dhan Sampada, Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya, Deepam Jyoti Namostute. Salutations to the light of the lamp, which brings auspiciousness, health, and prosperity, which destroys inimical feelings. Salutations to the light of the lamp. I adore this light, which makes all understandings successful. Thank you, Lordships. Now, it's time to felicitate the legal luminaries on the dais. With all honor and humility, I request Honorable Mr. Justice Manindra Mohan Srivastav, the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court, and Patron-in-Chief, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, to present a planter to Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India. Thank you, Lordship. Now I request Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Bishnoi, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, to present planter to our Honorable Patron and Chief, Honorable Mr. Justice Manindra Mohan Srivastav. Thank you, Lordship. Now I request Mr. Chandra Prakash Shrimali, Registrar General Rajasthan High Court, to present planter to Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Bishnoi. Thank you, sir. In this series, I request Shri Kamal Changani, Director Academy, to present planter to Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Bhansali, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman Working Committee, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. Thank you, sir. In continuation, now I request Ms. Meghna Jain, Additional Director Academy, to present planter to Honorable Dr. Justice Pushpendra Singh Bhati, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Co-Chairman Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request Shri Vikas Kaler, Deputy Director Academy, to present planter to Mr. Kamal Changani, Director Academy. Thank you, Vikasji. Now, it's time to welcome all our distinguished guests to the occasion. May I now request Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Bishnoi, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman Academy, to render the welcome address on this momentous occasion.
A very good morning to all. Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari Sahib, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice M.M. Srivastav, Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court and Patroning Chief, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. Brother Justice Arun Bansali, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman Working Committee, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. Brother Justice Mr. P.S. Bhatti, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Co-Chairman of Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. My esteemed Honorable Brother and Sister Judges, Mr. Kamal Chawani, Director, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, officers of the Registry and Academy, dear parents, and most importantly, trainee judicial officers. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you on this auspicious occasion of inaugural ceremony of induction training of newly appointed trainee judicial officers. I am honored to welcome Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari Sahib, Judge Supreme Court of India, at our own academy, at your own academy, to this inaugural ceremony of induction training program. Your presence today adds to the significance of this occasion, and we are grateful for your gracious acceptance of our invitation. We look forward to your valuable insights and guidance, which will inspire and motivate our trainees to strive for excellence and contribute meaningfully to the legal profession. Once again, we extend warm welcome to you and express our deepest gratitude for your esteemed presence. I extend a warm welcome to Honorable Mr. Justice M.M. Srivastav, Acting Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court and Patroning Chief of Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, to the inaugural ceremony of the induction of training program for the newly appointed trainee judicial officers at our esteemed Judicial Academy. We are honored to have you grace this occasion with your esteemed presence and guidance. Once again, we extend a warm welcome to you and hope that your presence here will prove to be a source of inspiration for our trainees. The Rajasthan State Judicial Academy takes immense pride in providing comprehensive training and professional development to the judicial officers. And the induction training of newly appointed officers is a significant step towards achieving this goal. This training will equip the trainee judicial officers with necessary knowledge and skills required to perform their duties with utmost efficiency and effectiveness. The induction training program has 4 necessary themes, that is, qualities, means ethics, attitude, skills, and knowledge. Keeping in mind the above theme, induction training course for trainee judicial officers shall be of 2 different natures, that is, institutional training and field training. Both training courses shall be scheduled in alternate as per the breakup of the total duration of training course, comprising of a total year-long training. The training program begins with initial institutional training at Rajasthan State Judicial Academy of about 6 weeks, commencing from 4th of April 2023 to 12th of May 2023. Thereafter, field training, that is, attachment to the respective courts for 13 weeks, will commence from 15th of May 2023 to 15th of August 2023. Afterwards, institutional first phase of reflective training at Rajasthan State Judicial Academy for about 5 weeks will commence from 16th of August 2023 to 22nd of September 2023. Thereafter, there will be a field training of about 9 weeks, which will start from 26th of September to 24th of November 2023. Afterwards, there will be an institutional second phase of reflective training at Rajasthan State Judicial Academy for about 3 weeks, which will commence from 28th of November 2023 to 16th of December 2023. Further, there will be a field training for about 11 weeks, starting from 18th of December 2023 to 8th of March 2024. The final phase of reflective training at Rajasthan State Judicial Academy of about 3 weeks will commence from 11th of March 2024 to 3rd of April 2024. This whole schedule concludes with about 4 months of institutional training and 8 months of field training. Institutional phase of training shall be conducted at Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, while during the field training, the trainee officers will be attached to the trial courts and other departments of justice delivery system to have a practical exposure to the various aspects of the judicial system. This attachment allows the trainee to observe the working of the justice delivery system, gain hands-on experience in handling cases, and learn from the experienced professionals in the field. A word of advice that I would like to extend to all trainee judicial officers is that, as we know, power tends to corrupt. Since you all will be in position where you get considerable power, so you should stay grounded. Also, please remain humble and discharge your duties with compassion and responsibility, and ensure that the flag of this great institution is always held high. I believe that the dispute actually originates from the subordinate courts where you all will be entering. So you will be playing a vital role in success and reputation of this institution and justice delivery system. Please do remember that the office of judge is not a matter of status and authority, but it is a pious responsibility to be discharged with great care, concern, and compassion. What is that a common man expects from the judiciary? He wants justice, unbiased and expeditious. Therefore, I believe that the first step of every new entrant shall be to choose the right direction to reach the ultimate goal of the judiciary, that is to achieve the true object of justice for all. Last but not the least, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the parents of our trainee officers who have played an instrumental role in shaping the lives of their children. Your presence here today is a testament to your support and encouragement towards your children's career aspiration. With this, I conclude, wishing you all the best, and with sincere prayer to the Almighty to give you the strength, courage, and fortitude to face the challenging task of justice delivery system. Welcome to the judicial family. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship. Our sincerest gratitude. It's a matter of privilege and honor to have with us an illustrious legal luminary, the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court, and our Patron-in-Chief, Honorable Mr. Justice Manindra Mohan Srivastav. With due reverence, I request His Lordship to bestow his words of blessings. Kindly, Lordship.
Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India, and chief guest of this inaugural ceremony of the induction program of newly recruited judicial officers, my brother Justice Vijay Vishnoi, Chairman, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, Brother Justice Arun Bhansali, Chairman of the Working Committee of the Academy, Brother Justice P.S. Bhati, Co-Chairman of the Working Committee, my esteemed sister and brother judges in Rajasthan High Court, Director of State Judicial Academy, Mr. Kamal Changani, officers of the State Judicial Academy, Registrar General and officers of the Registry of the High Court, proud parents first, and then newly selected and appointed judicial officers. It is indeed a very momentous occasion, not only for the newly selected candidates, their parents, but equally for us, for our judicial family, that we are going to induct newly selected judicial officers. The present cutthroat competition poses serious challenge and puts all of you in litmus test with regard to your competency, your knowledge, your intelligence, and many other attributes of merit. Therefore, at the very outset, I must congratulate all of you for being successful and joining the judicial services after a very successful and excellent performance in your competitive examination. We are also delighted to see that the parents of these new selected candidates are also here to witness this momentous occasion, a moment of pride for them. All of you had been preparing for this selection, this examination, because all of you are desirous to join judicial services. You all may have mucked up a lot of provisions under the law, various subjects, CPC, CRPC, Evidence Act, and large number of subjects. But your status as on the date is only a law graduate. You may have been selected and appointed as a judicial officer. But then, unless you are all transformed from a law graduate to judicial officer, our task is not going to be complete. This is the beginning of the activity of the State Judicial Academy to ensure that all of you are systematically, through a rigorous training program, transformed into a judge, a judicial officer. Judicial services in a way is very different from all other services. And one of the most important reasons which you should always bear in your mind is that what you get in future as a judicial officer will come to you automatically in terms of higher posts, you will be getting promotion, selection grade, etc. But then this should not be in your mind. A judge and judicial officer cannot afford to be having a career-oriented approach. You are here to serve the cause of justice. And some people say that selection to a judicial office as a judge is a divine command. You are going to perform divine function, and that is of rendering justice. So if you have to perform duties and functions as a judge, your approach has to be very, very holistic. You must have complete purity in your mind and heart. And your only purpose in all times to come throughout your judicial services, in many decades to come, would be to serve the cause of justice. So the purpose of induction and training is that we want you to realize, to get sensitized towards your duties and functions as a judge. The technical part of the training will go along. This is the first time when you are getting this opportunity to be in the academy for certain period of time. During this period, all will be made aware of some basic tenements of judicial skill, judging, judgment writing, what are facts of a given case, what is the law application, how to apply the law to a given facts of the case, And these all aspects of developing judicial skills will be taught to you here in the academy. We will be having best of the judicial mind sitting former judges of the Supreme Court, High Court, and many other legal luminaries to illuminate your mind, to ignite your mind, and transform you into a judicial officer. But then you must keep in mind that the service which you are going to join is full of challenges in these times. There are three important aspects which you'll have to keep in your mind for all times to come. First, purity of fountain of justice. The fountain of justice cannot be allowed to be contaminated at any cost. Nobody is going to drink contaminated water. The purity of the justice delivery system has to be maintained, and you are the most important constituent of this system. As long as you are firm, nobody can touch you. And while discharging duties and functions as a judicial officer, you enjoy complete independence. Independence from all sides. Independence from within the system also. The second important aspect is quality. The discharge of judicial function, judging, is not an easy task. It involves a lot of complexities, but in order to be able to meet these challenges, to develop ability to decide cases, you need to develop judicial excellence, knowledge, skills, which can come only through hard work. You will have to devote a lot of time, not only in the court, but equal time outside the court. People do not know what the judges do after 4:30. Only the judges know what they do after 4:30, till next day morning before they again enter the court. A common perception among the people may be that after 4:30 our work is over. No. The second phase of our work starts after we leave the court after completing our court work in a given day. So lot of work, lot of hard work will be necessary, and be prepared for that. The third important aspect which has assumed great significance in modern time is that speedy justice has to be provided. That is also required to be maintained. You will have to maintain very fine balance between quality and speed without sacrificing the qualitative justice aspect. You will have to maintain the pace also. So these are many challenges which we are required to will be facing in times. I am sure that with your dedication, devotion, and our guidance to all of you, we will be in future getting best of the judicial officers who will serve your own people in the state of Rajasthan. The district judiciary is the first point of interaction between a litigant and the judicial system. So there you have to be very, very sensitive, knowledgeable, having sound knowledge of law, and lot of compassion is also necessary in discharge of your judicial functions in time to come. In the last, I would say, I'll give one word which I always give to newly recruited judicial officers, that read one judgment every day. It be judgment of the Supreme Court, judgment of the High Court, but make it a point that whatever happens, whatever time you get, not get time to read at least one judgment, maybe civil judgment, criminal law, but read at least one judgment. So with these words, time is constant is there. Our chief guest is there. So I would once again congratulate all of you, your parents. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lordship. We have been enlightened by the words of wisdom flown from you. Your inspiring words of blessings have filled us with renewed enthusiasm. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your continued patronage and unwavering support to the Academy. As our budding trainee officers step into the divine justice delivery system, it's time that they pledge to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of their pious job. For this, once again, I'm honored to request Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari to kindly administer the oath to the young judges. May I kindly request all the trainee officers to rise at your seats and recite the oath simultaneously as soon as His Lordship begins the same with I.
I,
Thank you, Lordship. Thank you, officers. Kindly be seated. Karmanev hi sansiddhi. That is, achieve perfection with unattached action, is the motto of our academy. I'm sure our trainee officers will be in tune with it and would be proving the words of pious oath in letter and spirit. Best wishes to you all. Our academy is distributing law book sets comprising of 32 barracks and important books to all the trainee officers. Due to paucity of time, we are unable to distribute books to all the trainee officers at this moment, but for symbolic distribution, I request trainee officer Anjali Janu to kindly accept the book sets by the solemn hands of His Lordship, Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari. Please, Lordship. Thank you, Lordship. May I now request trainee officer Rahul Mahindra to kindly accept the book set by the magnificent hands of Honorable Mr. Justice Manindra Mohan Srivastava. Thank you, Lordship. We are overwhelmed by the presence of an admirable and magnanimous personality, a person of astute vision, a legal luminary, Honorable Mr. Justice Dinesh Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India. With due reverence, I humbly request His Lordship to render the keynote address on this auspicious occasion. Please, Lordship.
a very good morning to all. Esteemed Brother Justice Manindra Mohan Srivastava, Honorable Acting Chief Justice and of the Acting Chief Justice of the Rajasthan High Court and Veteran-in-Chief, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. My esteemed brother, Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Bishnoi, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairperson, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. my esteemed brother, Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Bansali, Judge Rajasthan High Court and member of Working Committee, my esteemed brother Justice Honorable Dr. Justice P.S. Bharti, Judge Rajasthan High Court and co-chairperson, Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, the Honorable Judges of the Rajasthan High Court, Registrar General and other officers of the Registry of the High Court, the Director of the Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, Shri Kamal Changani, and other officers of the State Judicial Academy, dear trainee officers, their family members, ladies, gentlemen, all present here. I'm delighted, in fact, to be here for a variety of reasons. The first and the foremost is my personal attachment to these training programs. Second, my personal connect to the Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. Third, it's always a source of learning to be here amongst the friends and colleagues and the budding young legal minds. Fourth, it's a simple joy of yet another day of learning. Fifth, to stand here in this auditorium itself is an honor, where as over the period of time you, the training officers, would come to know that even the bits, pieces, bricks, tiles of this Judicial Academy has been a contribution of your predecessors, training officers, other judicial officers, and of course the honorable judges too. Sixth, it's always exciting to see the seeds which you planted sprouting and growing from saplings to into the fruit-bearing trees. It was indeed a great sense of satisfaction and rather excitement that I came to know last evening, and informed by the learned director, that some of the training officers who are here, they are the children and wards of some of those officers who have themselves undergone the same training, maybe a few decades back here in this very academy, where Rajasthan State Judicial Academy was conceived and put in place, but we were not having buildings. And I remember the first batch of the officers having been sent even to Lucknow to undergo this one-year training. Part of that. Slowly, surely, this academy has grown from strength to strength, and you all definitely are going to contribute much more in it. Seventh, and most importantly, it is moreover always exciting to plow the field over again for yet another harvest, which would definitely be your contribution and the contribution of Judicial Academy, and we all would go together. The list is quite long for myself being delighted here, having been a part of this academy for some little time. Personally, as a member of the Governing Council and then co-chairperson and then a chairperson of this academy, but in whatever, in any capacity or not, The connect with this academy is a connect of eternity. And this, I'm sure, the training officers these are the first initial movements here, over the period of time would realize that you are going to remain forever connected with this academy. Apart from, yes, you'll remain always committed to the judiciary, your cause, the cause of justice, of which you have just now taken oath and dedicated and rededicated yourself. Congratulations to all of you, friends. Congratulation is just one of those words which starts with C. My Lord Honorable, the Acting Chief Justice, immediately after congratulation, added another C to you. It's called challenge. Apart from that challenge and congratulations over the period of time, you would grow into imbibing and taking within your fold, growing yourself with character, clarity, certainty, consistency, confidence, commitment, careful, with all conviction, coolness, courteous, but in command. Friends, this list of C would go on, adding on to. But then every trait, every skill which you acquire, and everything which add on to your personality, there would be always a caveat. There would always be a requirement of we to guard ourselves against. Day before yesterday, in a program in Jaipur, one of the brother judges indicated the requirement for a law student and particularly a law professional to several of the KYL or KYCs know your law and know your court, and KYJ know your judge, etc., etc. Responding to that, I had a simple proposition to submit that apart from all these KYCs, there is one fundamental requirement is of KY itself, and that is called know yourself first. You need to know yourself first. This academy, the training programs as they are modeled, and you will find over the period of time, the efforts which are put in by the judicial officers, particularly by the Judicial Academy officers, by all the honorable judges also, the other faculties also who would be interacting with you. They would always help you realize two aspects. The first one is comparatively easier, friends. That is of knowing your weaknesses. You would be able to realize it, and you being the alert people, committed, dedicated people, you will be able to realize your weaknesses fast. You'll be able to even take corrective steps also. You'll be correcting them, you'll be growing. That is what the growth is. The other requirement when we talk of KY is of knowing your strengths. And that is, though sounds very easy, it's comparatively a tougher task. We very many times tend to forget about our strengths. So I can share with you, and with a reasonable amount of satisfaction, I share this particular feature which I felt satisfied, and which you would also, your academy would definitely like you to grow into that. 2013 batch, if I remember correctly, was that batch of the training officers who were with us. In fact, as I said, even this building of this academy has a lot of contribution from those officers. Some of them are now part of this academy, I see, as officers. There, after having moved on to a different high court, Allahabad High Court, when I'm visiting Rajasthan after some time, one of the complaints which I got from the senior district judges about that batch of 2013, with which I remained connected rather thoroughly or more deeply, was this complaint, and that was the biggest satisfaction I ever derived. The complaint was that these are very strange kind of officers of this particular batch who never come to us with any problem. They solve every problem themselves. This is rarity we have seen in young officers and friends. This is what this academy tends to do. This is what this academy is meant for. To realize, for you to realize your potential, for you to realize, of course, your weaknesses and to, well, take corrective steps and mend them and to grow. That's one task. But to realize your strengths, your potential, and then putting a guard on those strengths also, that your strengths are used. First of all, you realize them and then they are used in the right direction. You do not underdo yourself. At the same time, you do not overdo yourself also. Confidence, yes. Overconfidence, no. Lack of confidence, no. But again and again, we go back to confidence only. This 1 year of your training, friends, I've been saying this to every single batch of the trainee officers. Believe me, and keep it in mind right from this moment. This 1 year is going to be the finest period of your life. And this period and whatever is available to you at these moments of this 1 year will never come back in your life, whatever, how much you would be yearning for it. Utilize every single moment, every single second of this particular 1 year to grow, to shape yourself as the fit judicial officer serving the cause of justice, as the Honorable Chief Justice and the Honorable Chairperson has indicated to you. Ultimately, you are to serve the cause of justice, a duty which is definitely an honor to be performing that duty, but it's a duty with which come so many of the requirements. You would be known for, as I've been indicating, a judge is a person who is an adjudicator amongst the disputants. He would be delivering a particular verdict. A judge doesn't deliver a verdict for a plaintiff or a defendant or for an accused or a complainant. Judge essentially delivers the verdict for the cause that comes to him or her. Attending on to the cause, well, keeping yourself unattached with any particular person, and a variety of other features which you'll be learning here, friends, in this 1 year. Utilize it to the optimum best. Friends, I was just shuffling across the training module prepared by your academy. A lot many efforts have gone into, and it has been meticulously planned. Starting with giving you the feel of what you are, giving you the feel of what your companions are, giving you the feel of what your surroundings are, giving you the feel of the great Indian legal history, then giving you the feel of the great state, our state called the state of Rajasthan, its history, its ethos. The what are you to be conscious about the varieties, the diversities, if you use that expression, if you choose, the varieties of requirements, and then how do you shape yourself? What may be true or what may be required in, say, for example, in the district of Sri Ganganagar, may not be as such applicable to the district of Baswara for that matter. You learn all these things. You learn all these aspects of being a judicial officer of worth, a judicial officer who regularly, incessantly, continuously, well, is dedicated to the cause of justice and justice alone. Looking into our Indian legal history and going back, you would admire here, of course, you are otherwise law graduates, you must have come across, you have studied the law, but you have studied until now from the academics point of view, from an academician's point of view, acquiring basic knowledge about what the law is, what the backgrounds are. But now when you would be the person who would be applying the law for the purpose of the cause of justice, well, keeping ourselves aware of our roots, our basis, the principles of dharma, the principles of righteousness, which are available in our smritis, our shastras, which are available. And when we find that, well, the principles of jurisprudence, we need not go up to Austin or Roscoe. We have much more refined principles available in Narad Smriti or Kakyan Smriti or even in Mahabharata also for that matter. But when we learn them and when we find, we admire our ethos, I'm tempted to read for you uh, what has been stated on the website of the Supreme Court of India, introducing a person to Indian legal system. This is just a few lines that summarizes what we are and what we could be proud of, but at the same time, what we could understand our duties about and what is required to be done. And I quote and I read it from what is available already. It introduces to the world India and India's legal system in these words. India has one of the oldest legal systems in the world. Its law and jurisprudence stretches back into the centuries, forming a living tradition which has grown and evolved with the lives of its diverse people. India's commitment to law is created in the constitution which constituted India into a sovereign democratic republic, containing a federal system with a parliamentary form of government in the union and the states, an independent judiciary, guaranteed fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy, containing objectives which, though not enforceable, are fundamental to the governance of the nation. This is how the fundamentals have always been a great guiding light for all of us. Friends, this is a day today for you to be reasonably satisfied that you have arrived here. But journey, in fact, just begins. But before you enter into the real life journey, that is to say, after 1 year as the judicial officers working, use this 1 year, for this will go a long way in making you feel much better about yourself, and you will be more confident a person when you'll go joining the, your respective offices. At this moment of great satisfaction, I see here with a great sense of satisfaction the family persons being also here. It's definitely a time for them to be proud of you people adorning these seats now. It's a time for them to be reasonably satisfied, looking after and looking forward with great expectations. It's not only the society. In fact, a judge's life is that these are this you will learn, and it is, of course, in a way satisfying, but in a way, as the Honorable Chief Justice rightly placed it, it's quite challenging also. The challenge would always remain that you will be having expectations and expectations and expectations, unending expectations from your colleagues, from your seniors, from your uh, super seniors, your family, your society, your litigants, your staff, anybody you would be interacting with. There would be expectations, and I'm sure utilizing this 1 year of training program for the purpose for which it is meant, you will find that every single challenge you will take that as yet another opportunity to prove yourself better, to serve better, whether you are serving your family, to your society, to your any particular person who is having expectations from you. In these moments of great satisfaction, where you are out there to take up all the challenges, expectations I indicated with reference to your family persons. A couple of days back in Jaipur, I had an opportunity to be with some of you in a program, and there also I indicated this to the family persons, the family members of the selected judicial officers. I am tempted to repeat that with all of you being here. You are welcome. You have dedicated your son, daughter, ward, wife, husband, howsoever you are connected with, the trainee officer today. You are dedicated to this particular person. First of all, you have made it possible. It had been, of course, it must have been with your continued support, with your believing in the person concerned, and you rendering and you providing all those opportunities, possibilities that these people are here. You can be reasonably proud of yourself. We also compliment you, and rather we thank you also, giving your wards, your sons, your daughters to the cause of justice. But here, in this moment of great satisfaction, I would request all of you to realize that when I talk about expectations, there would be expectations much more than your expectations. There would be expectations of the system itself, of the society itself from these officers. And you, each one of you, the family persons, would definitely want them to answer to all those expectations, to attend on all those challenges, and prove out to be worthful members of judiciary. That would be, every day would be a day of satisfaction from you. But then, in these people being able to, these trainee officers, these budding officers being able to truly live up to that task, there would be a sacrifice more now needed from you. You must have sacrificed your time until now. You have provided them opportunities to study, to coach themselves, to train themselves, to devote more time for these studies and then be ready to be a judicial officer. The sacrifices from you would be much more now, would be needed much more. Less of your expectations from them, more they will grow. Less of your requirements, more they will grow and they will serve the cause of justice. In fact, a judicial officer is required to, by the force of the job, is required to attend on several such tasks where an officer is required to prioritize. My honorable judges are here. The senior district judges are here. Other officers are also here, the judicial officers. Believe me, you talk to them. You talk to any one of them. There would be one common factor so far as the sacrifices part is concerned. A common factor would be coming from all of them, that it had been with the lot of sacrifices done by my family that I have been able to work, or I have been able to deliver whatever little I am able to deliver. It's the great sacrifices of our families which will provide a judicial officer all those basics on which she or he can work to the optimum best. It's not that you go detached from them, but they need to prioritize, and their priority very many times may tend to be telling you, or may tend to be giving you an indication as if that they are not now attending on to you. Believe me, after a year from here, they would be in a position to attend on everything, including their family commitments also, to much better than their abilities, which you understand today. But then allow them to prioritize as to what is to be prioritized. मैंने जो अभी बात कही यहाँ पर मेरे ट्रेनी ऑफिसर्स के फैमिली के परिवार के लोग उपस्थित हैं, इस बात को फिर दोहराना चाहता हूं। आपके ही सपोर्ट से, आपके विश्वास से और आपकी तपस्या से ही ये लोग यहाँ हैं। तपस्या आपको और ज्यादा करनी होगी, इन पर भरोसा भी करना होगा, और इनको जब ये अपना काम करेंगे, ये हो सकता है आपको वो समय ना दे पाए जो आप उनसे अपेक्षा करते हैं। उसके लिए आप इनको दोषी मत मानिएगा, यही मानिएगा ये जितना कम समय आपको देते हैं उतना ही अधिक काम ये समाज के लिए करते हुए पाए जाएंगे, और आपको और ज्यादा इन पर भरोसा होगा, विश्वास होगा, प्राउड होगा, जितना आज है उससे ज्यादा। इन पर भरोसा करिए, इन्हें अपना काम करने दीजिएगा। ये हमेशा आपके साथ है, हमेशा इस समाज के भी साथ रहेंगे, इस सोसाइटी के भी साथ रहेंगे, और आगे से आगे उन्नति की तरफ सबको लेके जाएंगे। हमारे जुडिशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन को उन्नति की तरफ लेकर जाना इनके लिए ज्यादा आवश्यक है। आप सभी को धन्यवाद, आप सभी को साधुवाद कि आपने इन्हें यहाँ पहुंचाया। Friends, this is a day of celebration. This is a day for all of you to be satisfied about. There are a lot many we would be sharing with each other in the coming days. Before concluding for this moment, there were 2-3 things I wanted to say about, and maybe from just simple stories, about what judiciary is and what a judge is and what is expected of him and how it had been in function. There's 2 quick stories, that one being the story of a case dealt with by Qazi Sirajuddin, and it was concerning Sultan Ghiyasuddin, so way back in 1490. Charles Stewart, in his History of Bengal, has given this reference. The story was simple one, that one day Sultan Ghayasuddin of Bengal was practicing archery. His arrow accidentally hit and wounded a boy. The boy's mother appealed to the Qazi. Qazi Sirajuddin was the person in command. He was the judicial officer. Qazi found himself in a catch-22 kind of a situation. If he was to summon the Sultan, because Sultan himself was the accused, if he was to summon the Sultan, he may be punished by Sultan. And if he overlook the act of Sultan, he pondered over that one day I may have to be summoned before the court of God and I may be held guilty of neglect of duty. Anyway, he summoned, Sultan came, and Sultan, when he came, he concealed a short sword under his garments. Sultan came. Sultan was called by Qazi. He came with a short sword under his garments. He appeared before the Qazi. Case was done. Qazi said, "You have wounded this boy. Compensate the mother." Mother was compensated. Sultan said, "Okay, now the complainant is satisfied and has forgiven me." Qazi asked whether the woman, whether you are okay. She said, okay. So the case was about to be over. The case was, concluded. The complainant, the wounded boy, the injured, went off. Qazi got down from his feet and paid respect to the king. The sovereign himself was standing before him. The Sultan drew his sword from beneath his garments and said, this is what is stated there, the story, that, look here, gentlemen, Qazi, I come to your court as soon as you summoned me. But I bought this sword because if you would not have done your duty, I would have beheaded you with this sword. When I was guilty, you were bound to deal me with as you deal with a guilty person. And that is why I bought this sword with me. As the story goes, Kaji also took out a whip from beneath his garments and said, look here, Sultan, I was also carrying this hunter with me. If you would not have obeyed my command, I was going to beat you blue and black. Anyway, the lighter side apart, that is the might of law. The rule of law prevails always. And rule of law is over and above any. Law is, dharma is over and above everything. That is the king of the kings. Friends, these and other stories are always a part of our culture. We are grown with that. We have our own stories. I've been requesting everybody, our country, our legal history, we have so much to learn here itself. We need not go anywhere to keep validation from anybody else or any jurisdiction different. Yes, we allow learning to come to us from wherever it comes. But then, first of all, we learn what has been there with all of us always. Friends, in this moment and with these words, I felt like closing, but there is, before closing, there is one particular story again, which I have been sharing with all my colleagues, my judges. Maybe it's very many times I have repeated it, but I feel like re-repeating it, and with you people being here. It's one of the stories of life that tells us, and it's definitely a lesson, but it tells us so many things for us to correct about. The story is of great poet Kalidas. हमारे परिवारजन भी हैं यहाँ पर बहुत सारे, तो महाकवि कालिदास की एक छोटी सी स्टोरी है। आप में से बहुत लोगों ने उसको सुना भी होगा, हमने भी उसको कई बार सुना है, कहने की बार बार इच्छा होती है। और विशेष तौर से ट्रेनी ऑफिसर्स के लिए भी, हम सब के लिए हमेशा। कालिदास एक बार महान, बड़ा नाम था उनका, सब लोग जानते थे उनको। जा रहे थे अकेले, जंगल से होते हुए किसी दूसरी जगह जाना था। उन्हें प्यास लगी, अकेले थे, दिखा नहीं, बहुत दूर कहीं पर एक कुएं से एक वृद्ध स्त्री, एक बूढ़ी औरत पानी निकाल रही थी। उसके पास पहुंचे, प्रणाम किया। समझदार व्यक्ति थे, पढ़े लिखे थे, सुसंस्कृत भी थे। प्रणाम किया, माता प्यास लगी है, पानी पिला दो। द स्टोरी गोज, उस वृद्ध स्त्री ने उनसे पूछा कि पानी तो मैं पिला देती हूँ बेटा, ये बताओ कि तुम कौन हो, हु आर यू। महाकवि कालिदास के लिए ये बहुत आपत्तिजनक बात थी। इतने बड़े व्यक्तित्व, इतना बड़ा नाम, महाकवि कालिदास, सब कुछ, सब लोग जानते हैं उनको। अब ये अनपढ़ गंवार स्त्री गांव की मुझसे पूछ रही है कि मैं कौन हूं। अब मैं कौन हूं का खुद का परिचय देना तो उनकी शान के खिलाफ था। पर सुसंस्कृत व्यक्ति थे, पढ़े लिखे भी थे, तो उन्होंने कहा कि माता, मैं तो एक यात्री हूं, पानी पिला दो। उस स्त्री ने कहा कि नहीं पुत्र, तुम यात्री नहीं हो सकते। यात्री तो दो ही होते हैं, या तो सूर्य या चंद्रमा, जो निरंतर चलते रहते हैं। तुम यात्री नहीं हो सकते, यू आर नॉट ए ट्रेवलर। कालिदास पेशेंस वाले आदमी थे, थोड़ा धीरज रखा। उन्होंने कहा माता, मुझे एक मेहमान समझ लो, आई एम ए गेस्ट। पूछा तो ये गया था तुम कौन हो, वो नहीं बताना उनको, गेस्ट। उस स्त्री ने कहा नहीं पुत्र, तुम गेस्ट भी नहीं हो सकते। गेस्ट तो दो ही होते, यूथ और वेल्थ, या तो जवानी या संपदा। जो गेस्ट होते हैं आते जाते रहते हैं, वो कभी रुकते नहीं। तुम गेस्ट नहीं हो सकते। हु आर यू, कौन हो तुम। कालिदास जी भी, अब खुद का नाम बताना तो आपत्तिजनक बात थी। उन्होंने कहा कि माता, ये मान लो कि मैं एक सहनशील व्यक्ति हूँ। पेशेंस बहुत रख रहे थे। ये मान लो मैं एक सहनशील व्यक्ति हूँ, आई एम ए टॉलरेंट पर्सन। नो, टॉलरेंट, सहनशील तो दो ही होते, या तो ये धरती माता और या पेड़। इन पर आप कितना भी अत्याचार करो, ये धरती माता हमेशा आपको सांस लेके चलती है, पेड़ आपको हमेशा फल देता है, कितना भी पत्थर मारो। सहनशील तो वो होते, तुम सहनशील भी नहीं हो सकते। ओके, अभी पेशेंस से बाहर निकल गई बात। आई एम ए स्टबर्न पर्सन, दैट्स व्हाट। मैं जिद्दी व्यक्ति। नो, तुम जिद्दी भी नहीं हो सकते। There are only two stubborn things in this world, our nails and our hair. You keep on trimming them, they keep on growing. Stubborn तुम कहां से हो। I am a fool. That was his, परेशान हो गए थे, कहा मैं मूर्ख हूं। नो, तुम मूर्ख भी नहीं हो सकते। मूर्ख दो ही व्यक्ति हो, एक वो राजा जिसे कानून का ज्ञान नहीं होता है, वो राज्य करता है, और दूसरा उसका वो चमचा, वो साइकोफेंट जो उसकी प्रशंसा करता है। इनसे बड़े मूर्ख कोई नहीं हो सकते, तुम मूर्ख भी नहीं हो सकते। कालिदास न्यू इट, कालिदास को समझ में आ गया कि इस स्त्री में मुझसे कहीं ज्यादा जानकारी है। एज दिस लीजेंड गोज, वो उसके चरणों में झुके कि माता मुझसे गलती हो गई, प्यासा हूं, प्यास लगी, पानी पिला। मैं आपके उत्तर का जवाब नहीं दे सकता। जब वो खड़े हुए, एज दिस लीजेंड गोज, उनके सामने मां सरस्वती खड़ी थी, एंड देन शी सेड, कालिदास, तुम बहुत विद्वान हो, बहुत जानकार हो, इसमें कोई राय नहीं कि तुम्हारे जितना जानकार और समझदार पढ़ा लिखा व्यक्ति संसार में इस वक्त नहीं है कोई। और तुम में एक कमी हो गई थी बेटा, वो था तुम्हारा अहंकार। जब मैंने तुमसे पूछा कि तुम कौन हो, तुम्हें बहुत आपत्तिजनक ये बात लगी। अगर तुम सीधा सा ये उत्तर देते कि मैं कालिदास हूं, तो तुम छोटे नहीं होते, लेकिन तुम्हारा अभिमान और तुम्हारा अहंकार ये बोल रहा था। जब तुमने हु आर यू, तुम कौन हो का जवाब नहीं देना ही तुम्हारे लिए आवश्यक समझा, तुम्हारे लिए जरूरी समझा, तुम्हें उसका जवाब, उसका उत्तर देना आपत्तिजनक लगा। संसार में कुछ भी करना, जब भी कभी तुम्हें कोई भी हु आर यू पूछे, विनम्रता से उसका उत्तर दे देना। विशिंग यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Lordship. We are truly honored by your pearls of wisdom. Your words have not only enriched our trainee officers, but also instilled in them a sense of responsibility towards the society and a commitment to uphold the principles of justice and fairness. May I now request Honorable Dr. Justice Pushpendra Singh Bhati, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Co-Chairman Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
माननीय न्यायाधिपति सर्वोच्च न्यायालय दिनेश महेश्वरी साहब अक्सर कहा करते हैं कि जज एक अंपायर की तरह है, उसको यश की तरफ देखे बिना, लाइमलाइट की तरफ देखे बिना केवल उसका निर्णय लेना है। और एक अच्छा एम्पायर वही होता है जो अपने निर्णय देते रहे और लोगों को पता भी ना चले कि निर्णय आ रहे हैं, निर्णय अच्छे हैं। क्योंकि अगर लोगों को उसमें चर्चा होगी तो माननीय न्यायाधिपति का कहना है कि इसका मतलब उसमें कोई ना कोई त्रुटि रही होगी, तभी वो ज्यादा चर्चा का विषय बन रहा है। इसको इस परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखना आवश्यक है आप सबके लिए कि गेम कैसे चलेगा, कौन कब आउट होगा, कौन कितने रन बनाएगा, कौन बॉलिंग, सारी चीज आपके हाथ में है एज ए एम्पायर। लेकिन आपको उस न्यूट्रलिटी के साथ में, उस ऑथोरिटी के साथ में, उस साइलेंस के साथ में अपना काम करना है। ऐसे सुंदर शब्द माननीय न्यायाधिपति के हैं। माननीय न्यायाधिपति महेश्वरी साहब के बारे में उनको धन्यवाद देते हुए केवल मैं इतना ही आप सबको बताना चाहूंगा कि इस एकेडमी में हर दिन, हर कण में आपको उनकी खुशबू आएगी, क्योंकि इसके लिए उन्होंने बड़ा समर्पण, बड़ा समय, और जब से ये एकेडमी इस प्रांगण में आई, इस प्रांगण को बनाने से लगा करके, इसके कोर्सेज निर्धारित करने से लगा करके, और कई ट्रेनिंग कोर्सेज जो शुरू के थे, उनमें जो उनका समर्पण और जो समय रहा वह अद्वितीय है। मैं आज की तारीख एक ऐतिहासिक तारीख है कि न्यायपालिका की सबसे नई पीढ़ी आज पैदा हुई उस शपथ के साथ में जो आज आपने ली। मैं इन सभी न्यायिक अधिकारियों को, ट्रेनीज को बधाई देता हूं, धन्यवाद देता हूं। मैं एक बात सभी ट्रेनीज को अपनी तरफ से कहना चाहूंगा कि आज के युग में हमारे में उम्र में और स्थान में सबसे वरिष्ठ न्यायाधिपति जो यहाँ विराजे हैं, उन्होंने भी अपने लैपटॉप पे अपना काम किया। ये इस बात को और इंगित करता है कि आज बदलाव की एक बड़ी क्रांति न केवल न्यायपालिका में बल्कि सारे संसार में बह रही है। जब बदलाव की क्रांति आती है तो कुछ लोग दीवार बनाते हैं उस बदलाव से बचने के लिए, और कुछ लोग विंड मिल बनाते हैं कि उस तेज बयार में एनर्जी बनाएंगे, पॉजिटिविटी बनाएंगे और क्रिएटिविटी बनाएंगे। मैं आप सबसे अपेक्षा करता हूं कि नई तकनीक से जुड़ करके आप विंड मिल बनाइए, आप एनर्जी बनाइए, न्यायपालिका को एक नई गति दीजिए। माननीय मुख्य न्यायाधिपति शास्त्री साहब ने हमें कहा कि स्पीडी जस्टिस हैज बिकम द नीड ऑफ द आवर। तो आप उस स्पीडी जस्टिस के लिए और इफेक्टिव जस्टिस के लिए और सब्सटेंशियल जस्टिस के लिए तकनीक को काम में लीजिए। हमारे राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे हम इस बात के लिए जागरूक हैं कि दुनिया में आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से चलने वाला अधिवक्ता पैदा हो चुका है जिसका नाम रॉस है, जो यूएस में है। और बदलाव इतनी जल्दी से हो रहा है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से अधिवक्ता, यहां तक कि हमारे न्यायपालिका के भी कुछ ऐसे पहलू हैं जो आज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से काम कर रहे हैं। यदि अगर आप तकनीक में पिछड़ गए तो यह बड़ी ही आपकी गति को धीमी कर देगा, और ऐसा ना होने दें, ऐसा मेरी तरफ से आपको निवेदन है। और आज जितनी चीजें आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, जितनी भी चीजें हैं, उन सबको उपयोग में लें। तकनीक की सब आयामों कभी और डिटेल में बात करेंगे। एक छोटी सी बात मैं ये भी कहना चाहूंगा कि कृष्णा अय्यर साहब के शब्द हैं कि आम नागरिक संविधान की यात्रा में सिर्फ नागरिक नहीं है, सिर्फ पैसेंजर नहीं है, सिर्फ यात्री नहीं है। उन्हीं शब्दों को काम में लेते हुए मैं आप सबको ये विशेष संदेश देना चाहूंगा कि न्यायपालिका की यात्रा में अब आज से आप सिर्फ एक यात्री नहीं हैं, बल्कि आप उसके नेविगेटर हैं, आप उसके क्रू हैं। और न्यायपालिका की यात्रा इस देश में कैसी होगी, आम नागरिक के मन में न्यायपालिका की क्या छवि होगी, यह आपके कंधों पे निर्भर करेगा कि आप कितना वजन इस न्यायपालिका को, कितनी गति और कितना वजन उठा सकें। मैं सभी पेरेंट्स का विशेष धन्यवाद देता हूं। माननीय मुख्य न्यायाधिपति जो हमारे कप्तान हैं, माननीय न्यायपति विजय विश्नोई साहब जो इस एकेडमी के कप्तान हैं, माननीय न्यायाधिपति अरुण मंसाली साहब जो इस एकेडमी के कप्तान हैं, डायरेक्टर साहब, सारी रजिस्ट्री, एकेडमी के सारे स्टाफ की तरफ से मैं आप सब पेरेंट्स को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने हमारे यंग जनरेशन का सोना हमें दिया। और अब मैं आप सबको विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि इस सोने को सुंदर, अच्छी गढ़ी हुई ज्वेलरी के रूप में हम परिवर्तित करेंगे इस एकेडमी के अंदर, और परिवर्तित करके हम इस सोने को भारत की जनता, भारत के संविधान को समर्पित करेंगे, ताकि ये राष्ट्र प्रगति कर सके और कानून और रूल ऑफ लॉ की जो मैजेस्टी है वो न केवल बरकरार रहे, उसकी चमक सदा सदा के लिए अमर हो जाए। मैं आप सभी का धन्यवाद देता हूं। आप सब यहाँ आए, ये जितने सैटेलाइट्स आज आपने हम सबको यहाँ समर्पित किए हैं भारत के राष्ट्र को, इन सबको ऑर्बिट में पहुंचाने की जिम्मेवारी हमारे कप्तान और उनकी सारी टीम की है। मेरे सारे भ्राता और साथी न्यायाधिपतिगण सामने विराजमान हैं, ये आप सबके हौसला अफजाई के लिए यहाँ विराजे हैं। इन सबका भी मार्गदर्शन आप लोगों को लगातार मिलता रहेगा। आप सब अच्छे से काम करें और इस ऐतिहासिक तारीख जो आज आपके शपथ की तारीख है, इसको प्रासंगिक बनाएं और अपने जीवन को भारत के नागरिक के लिए, संविधान के लिए समर्पित करें। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Lordship. Our sincere most gratitude. Now I request all to rise on your seats for national anthem, and immediately after that, we shall be having our group photograph in this auditorium itself. Then I request everyone to kindly proceed towards the library hall for high tea. The trainee officers kindly assemble in the conference hall for the first session commencing at 10:45 a.m. Thank you.